Ohayo.
Ohayo. Welcome to the So Japanese podcast, a podcast where we talk about all things Japan. We are your hosts. My name is John.
My name is Ryusuke.
Thank you for joining us again.
Thank you.
Today's topic is one of the most famous popular food items of Japan.
Mm-hmm. Everybody knows.
Everybody knows. There's now sushi restaurants all over the world, like whether it's good or not, but sushi exists everywhere now, right?
Sushi.
And then at the end, we're going to have a street level Japanese segment.
All right.
So sushi in its earliest form was whole fish packed with salt and cooked rice, and it was left to lacto ferment. So it was weighed down and just preserved. I think it was for like when heavy rice cultivation started in Japan. It was a way to feed farmers, right?
Yep.
And then in the 9th century, when Buddhism started to spread to Japan, the dietary practice of abstaining from meat made people eat fish more. So that's when they started eating the combination of fish and the fermented rice. And that was called Nare sushi.
Nare sushi.
Nare sushi.
Yeah. It's completely different. Looks
right?
like.
Yeah, it looks super funky.
Sushi. Yeah. It is funky.
It's just like the whole fish and then they sliced into pieces.
Yeah, well, they stuffed rice in the whole fish and then fermented it. And
so if you take like a section of it, you see the piece of fish and the rice in the cavity of the fish.
Yep.
Does Nare sushi exist in Japan now?
Yes, I think it still exists, and it's called Funa sushi.
Funa sushi,
which is the freshwater fish. They stuff rice and then ferment it.
And so restaurants serve it now?
Yeah, only certain province.
Okay.
They still make it.
Okay.
I forgot which one, sorry. But
have you had it before?
No.
Oh, so it's pretty rare, right?
It's very rare. Yeah.
Okay. So it's not that common?
No more. Yeah.
In the 1820s in Edo, so Edo was, the capital was Kyoto, and then it moved to
Edo, which is Tokyo.
Now Tokyo. That's when they started the sushi nigiri that we're familiar with now.
Yeah.
So instead of fermenting the cooked rice, they flavored the rice with vinegar and salt to kind of mimic that flavor. And they used fresh sliced fish from the sea. So because it was fresh, there was no need to preserve it.
Yeah. And also it was like more, I would say like a first food style. So like
fast food. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So like for workers, they want to quick eat and go.
Yeah.
So like the sushi was invented as for workers, like they can eat quick and go. So like this time sushi, it was already nigiri style, but it's like massive.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
It was way bigger than what
exactly
little.
Now you can eat one bite or the nigiri sushi. Yeah. But this time it was like I would say like one hand size rice and then big piece.
Almost like a onigiri.
Exactly.
With fish on top.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with sushi, if you say sushi to a Western person, I think they might think rolls first,
sushi.
Maki. In Japan, if you say sushi, you think
obviously nigiri sushi.
Nigiri.
Yeah. The fresh fish on top of the small rice bowl.
So when you want to say like the rolls, you just call it maki.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Maki. Or we still say roll
okay.
sushi. But yeah.
What's the sushi you guys do when like you guys are having the party and you make your own? What's it called again?
Temaki sushi.
Temaki sushi.
Yeah.
What version is that?
Temaki sushi is basically like we got a fish. People normally cut like a stripe.
Like a strip. Okay.
Yeah, a strip
okay.
of sushi, and then like eggs, tamago, or like even veggie, cucumbers, and then we made the sushi rice, which is cooked rice mixed with vinegar and sugar, whatever, and set up everything on the table.
Like in a platter.
Yeah, then you can make your own.
So there's like squares of nori.
Yes, yeah, nori. Yeah,
And you just, it's like build your own roll.
Yeah.
Is there a specific way you should roll the tamaki sushi?
Normally, if it's the square, then you how to say, you turn around like 45 degrees, so the square is not square like this way. How to say?
Like it's more, looks like a diamond.
More like
Okay.
You take that as like a diamond shape.
Okay.
Then I put the rice in the middle of nori sheet. Not all the way on top.
Okay.
You put rice from bottom to top a little bit wider.
Okay.
Then you put whatever you want, the ingredient. So then when you roll it, you can make like a cone shape.
Okay. So it's
Like
a
ice
cone.
cream cone shape. Yeah.
Whenever I did it, I roll it like a joint. So, more familiar that way, right? So it's like a cone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then with sushi, the rice is the star. Is that true?
I think so.
Right?
Yeah.
Because every time I watch like documentaries of like famous sushi chefs, they pride themselves most on how the rice is cooked, how it's flavored, right? Like that's the key for them. The fish is like the topping, the rice is the star.
Yeah, because like I guess obviously for fish, they have to have good eyes to pick the freshness or the seasonal fish. But rice, you have to have experience, you have to have the knowledge, and you have to know how to use the rice cooker, which is we call kama.
Okay.
Made by what's the called the it's like a caster iron type of pot.
Okay.
So it's not easy to use it, right?
To control the heat.
To control, exactly. Yeah. So like all those knowledge plus the vinegar.
So like the fish changes, could be daily, but the rice is the constant.
Exactly.
So
and rice have to be on everything, right?
Okay. So that's why the importance is put on to the rice. I've also heard that maybe because of weather changes, humidity changes, it changes the rice recipe as well.
Yeah. How long you're gonna soak in the water? How long you cooked? How long you have to rest the rice after you cook? It's all about weather.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then with sushi, after you cook the rice, you put it into
the oke,
okay,
which is like giant. How to say?
Like a flat bottom bowl, but it's made with
like
wood.
Wood bowl. Yeah.
And that's when they cut the vinegar
and rice. Yeah. Like mixed together, but almost the move is like a cutting rice.
It's
and
like you're fanning it, kind of slicing into it, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to like mix it too much because then because
the starch, you're gonna start making
building
starch.
Too much starch, and you might like smush the grains.
Exactly.
Sushi rice, you should be able to like feel every grain, right?
Yep.
And the vinegar, salt, sugar, whatever mixture is also sometimes soaked with seaweed, right?
Yeah, kombu. Yeah.
Like adding more umami.
Yeah. I think the real edomae sushi, the vinegar is not even sweet.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think Kansai sushi is more sweet side for rice, vinegar for rice. But edomae sushi, they use akazu, which is like a red.
So that's...
But I would say more brown.
Brown, right?
Yeah.
That's why
when you see like expensive sushi,
yeah.
it looks like a brown rice.
Yes.
Yeah. I
That's
actually last week, me and my girlfriend went to Omakase Sushi restaurant in here, Toronto.
Edomae
style. And then obviously he's using akazu. And then one of the guests, he was asking the chef, like, is this brown rice?
I don't want brown rice.
Yeah. And then he was like, no. We use the red vinegar. It's called akazu. And then the color turned into brown.
I see.
So obviously it's not old rice. It's not brown rice. He was using koshi hikari, which is one of the best rice from Japan. And yeah, because of the vinegar.
So like the cheaper sushi with like the white rice is it's an indicator that it's not like the fancy stuff, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
So where to find sushi in Japan? You can find it anywhere, and it's all good.
It's all good.
Right?
Yeah.
But we'll explain the different price points. So I guess at the lowest form, you can buy sushi at convenience stores.
Yep.
And you can get like a tray of 10 pieces.
Different type of fish sushi, like 900 yen.
Yeah, about $10.
Yeah.
Still good.
Still good.
Right?
Still
the
good.
wasabi for sure won't be the real fresh wasabi.
No.
It'll be like the
like a package
of like, it's more mustard, I think, right? It's like green dyed mustard. Still good, but that stuff will definitely be the white rice.
Yeah. And like cheap wasabi, they mix with the horseradish.
Horseradish, okay, yeah.
Because I mean, wasabi is the family of horseradish. So if you guys had horseradish, for sure you guys know it's like a spicy.
Yeah.
Like a
and
wasabi.
It's like a root.
Yeah.
And speaking of the wasabi, wasabi is so expensive because it's like hard to cultivate, hard to grow, right?
Yeah.
It needs like constant running water.
With like fresh cream water.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next level up, I guess, would be conveyor belt sushi.
Conveyor belt sushi, kaiten sushi.
Kaiten sushi. And like some famous conveyor belt sushi restaurant chains would be
Sushiro,
like,
Kura Sushi.
And that's like a conveyor belt, and normally it's about 100 yen
per
plate.
Yeah.
And per plate has like 2 pieces, right? Obviously, there's going to be more expensive plates too, with like the more fancy sushi, and maybe the more expensive fish is just 1 piece.
Exactly. Right?
Yeah. And so next would be just regular sushi restaurants. It's not conveyor belt. It's like a restaurant.
Well, it could be conveyor belt.
Oh, okay.
But the different price range, like they use more
high
quality fish, or also just go regular sushi restaurant, no conveyor belt. Yeah.
And that's about like you'll spend what
like 5,000 yen.
So like about $50 for a meal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the highest level of sushi would be omakase.
Omakase sushi.
And omakase means like chef's choice.
Yeah.
You leave it up to the chef to decide what you eat. So there's a menu to explain what you're going to eat, but it's nothing for the customer to choose.
No.
Right?
They choose. But they choose, that means like they have the pride. So like they give you the best fish normally. Yeah.
And what's the price range for that?
It's about like the cheap one around 1,000,000 yen, so like $100 to like 15,000 yen, 150. But obviously, if you wanna go like the what's the call?
The top, the high level?
Top one. It's about like 3,000,000 yen. Yeah.
So about $300. And you will definitely need to like book well in advance.
Yes.
Probably. So if you plan to go to Japan, when you book your flight, you should also get a reservation to a restaurant at the same time.
I did, but for omakase sushi, obviously dinner time is more expensive than lunch time. So if your budget is tight, but you still want to try omakase sushi, trying to look for somebody who opened lunchtime.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's a good
so
tip.
it's a little bit cheaper. We went there. Me and my friend, last time I went back to Japan, like he made a reservation for number 4 sushi restaurant in Tokyo.
Okay.
And it was lunchtime. He has only 8 seats.
Okay.
One round for lunchtime. So like we went there, 8 people sat. The chef bowed and says like, okay, I'm gonna start making sushi for you guys. Onegaishimasu. And everybody was like, oh, hi. So silent.
Yes, right?
No
like
music.
Maybe at most it will be like low volume jazz music or something. Right?
Yeah, if someone plays music, yeah.
Right. But I think it's something our listeners should definitely experience if they haven't. It's so Japanese, right?
So Japanese.
Don't think of it as like you're paying like $100 or $300 for a meal. That sounds expensive, right? Think of it as like it's an experience.
Yep.
It's like almost like dinner and a show. It's like theater.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Omakase places, the decor is always super nice, simple, but like so Japanese, right? And you're just watching like an artist work.
Yeah, because like think about, for sure, some people know about Jiro Sushi.
Yeah.
He's the legend. He's like, I think he's almost like 90.
Yes.
And then he started cooking like when he was like teenager. And then he's still making sushi after he gets 90. So I think Jiro is about like 3만 or 4만 for now.
Okay.
But again, like John said, you go there to have experience.
Yes.
It's not just the sushi. If you just want to have sushi, don't even bother going like expensive or whatever, right? Because like you have to appreciate. I want to go Jiro if I could.
Yes.
It's just because we don't know how long he can make sushi.
That's true.
And after he gone, I lost the opportunity for someone who made sushi whole his life. And I want to have that experience. Like I want to see.
And I'm sure he thinks that even though he's been making sushi for like 70 plus years, he still thinks that he hasn't achieved perfection or he's not a master yet, right? Like he'll die knowing that he hasn't mastered sushi, even though he's done it for 70 years.
Yeah.
That's the Japanese mindset.
Yeah.
So the way sushi chefs at omakase places think is that it's a progression of flavors. It's like a journey.
Yep.
Right? So they choose their fish based on seasonality, like Ryusuke said, what's fresh at the market, what's fresh or what's the best quality from the fishermen that came in that morning. And the idea is that they want to go from the lighter fish to the heavier fish. Generally, omakase is like about like 13 pieces, right?
Yeah, about.
So, for example, a oilier, like more fishy tasting fish, like mackerel or sardine, that shouldn't be served before like a clean white fish, like a Thai, like sea bream or red snapper, right? Because then your palate will be fatigued. You'll just taste fishiness and then you won't be able to taste the lighter fish, right?
Yeah.
So they go from the light fish to like the more fattier fishes. And then they will, near the end, it would be like more sweet. Yeah. So that's when they will give you the tamago, the egg. Every omakase place has egg, right? Yeah. Like they pride themselves on their egg cookery. Yeah. Or like the uni, or like the shrimp, right? The sweeter stuff is at the end. And then normally the last thing will be, before dessert, will be maki, like a hand roll, just to like top you up. Yeah. Right. Highly recommend. Yes. Even you have to go to a conveyor belt one too. Yeah, I mean, like, to me, conveyor belt and the omakase sushi, it's a different food. Yes. Yeah. They're both serving sushi, but it's different. Exactly. Yeah. Like, either you go McDonald's
or you go fancy burger restaurant. It's different.
It's different, yeah. But both is good in its own way.
Exactly. Yeah.
Let's go through some etiquette of eating sushi in Japan.
All right.
So in general, sushi should be eaten with your hand, right?
Yeah.
But people do eat sushi with chopsticks.
Yeah, like in general, yes, we think we should eat sushi with hand. But even Japanese people these days, we use chopsticks.
Right.
So
they don't want to get their hands.
Yeah, so people won't judge you. If
But
you
generally,
use
chopsticks is only for sashimi, right?
And then when I was at the sushi restaurant last week, I was only use my hand.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they give you the, how to say, like a wet towel to wipe your finger. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another tip with or etiquette is don't dip the rice first into the soy. You should flip it over and dip the piece of sushi fish down in the soy because rice will just soak up all the soy like a sponge, right?
Yeah.
And then you eat it and all you taste is soy. There's no point.
But this is mostly for belt conveyor or like the sushi you eat, not like omakase. Because of omakase sushi, they don't even give you soy sauce.
Yeah. They brush it on
exactly
for you, right?
Brush you, or like they even salt a little bit, and then they always say like eat as is.
Yes.
Because that's the best way to eat.
They know. They want you to eat it the way that they intended.
I don't think you should ask soy sauce for omakase sushi.
Yeah.
Don't ask.
You'll offend them.
Yeah.
Another one. This is something I always do though. But don't mix the wasabi with the soy in the same container.
Yeah.
It should be separate, right? You should put a bit of wasabi on top. And then dip the soy.
Also, because normally they put wasabi on the rice.
In between.
Exactly. In between rice and the fish. And if you want to add more, and then there's a wasabi if you go conveyor belt or regular sushi. But again, omakase, it's already there. Yeah. But you can, for omakase, if you don't like spicy or you don't like wasabi, you can ask no wasabi, please.
Okay.
That's okay for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know. So don't ask for more soy, but you can ask for less wasabi or no wasabi.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
As Rusuke said before, eat sushi in one whole bite. Right? That's the best combination of flavor. And it's doable. It's not huge, right?
And also because I think the good sushi, how the chefs, they make sushi, which is like they make the rice bowl, but it's just enough to hold it in front of you. So when you eat it, the rice should be separate in your mouth.
Yes.
So every single grain you can feel, then it eats.
Yes.
So imagine if you want to bite this sushi in 2 bites, maybe you're going to break them. And
the rice will like just fall over the place, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, like the cheaper sushi places, sometimes you can feel the rice is like gummy. It's like sticky, right? It shouldn't be like that. Yeah.
Well, because like Sushiro and Kura Sushi, they all have like a machine, like a sushi rice bowl machine. So like machine made the shape.
Yeah.
And then the workers just put the fish on top. Yeah.
Also, if you want to really eat it correctly, when you put the piece of nigiri in your mouth, you should turn it around or flip it over where the fish touches your tongue first, not the rice.
Yeah. So basically upside down. Then put in your mouth. Because that's the way you can taste right away on your tongue. Then once you start biting, and it's all mixed in your mouth.
For the conveyor belt sushi, specifically, if once the plate goes around and goes to you, if you pick up the plate, if you touch the plate, it's yours. you have to take it.
No return.
No, don't pick it in like I changed my mind and put it back onto the conveyor belt. No.
If you're not sure, just wait. They're coming back anyway.
Yeah.
Or also conveyor belt sushi, you can take from the conveyor belt.
Yeah.
But you can also order for
a la carte.
yourself. Yeah. So.
Okay, so how about some omakase specific etiquette? So don't be late. There's a scheduled time.
Yeah.
Don't be late.
I
It's
mean,
Japan.
like this, and also it's in general. You made the reservation for restaurant. It's rude to be late.
Right? Show respect, right?
Yeah.
You're late. Also, it could fuck up their timings.
Exactly.
Right? So if a restaurant only seats 8, 6 people showed up on time, 2 people were late. So do I make the 6 people wait for the other 2 so I can serve at the same time? Or do I need to make 6 pieces separately than the 2 pieces? Catch up? Or if you're late and now it makes the restaurant staff stay later, or it just fucks up the timing. Show respect and show up on time.
We both work restaurant industry so long, so we know how that feel.
Exactly.
If someone came late.
Honor the reservation. It really fucks stuff up. Yeah. Another piece of etiquette for omakase is don't wear perfume or cologne.
Seriously, this is really just don't.
Okay.
Like, of course, like, especially, this is, I think, well, these days both, right? Female, male, you want to put cologne or whatever. But sushi is very sensitive food.
It's really subtle.
So it's mostly you have to have the clean air with clean nose. Because otherwise, if right next to your table, someone has like strong perfume cologne smell, you can't taste the sushi. Yeah.
It ruins it for sure.
And normally all those restaurants, they tell you before you make the reservation, please don't wear. Yeah. So just respect the rule.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't do it.
Yeah.
It will ruin the flavor.
Exactly.
Rusuke mentioned before, don't ask for more soy. Another one is eat it right away. So how it's normally done, they will make the piece of sushi and then put it in front of you on a plate. The plate is called geta.
Yeah.
I mean, you can take a quick photo of the piece because it is beautiful. It's a piece of art.
I did it too. Yeah.
Right? But eat it as soon as possible.
Yeah. I mean, what are you gonna waiting for, right?
Yeah. It's meant to be eaten within seconds of him making it. Right?
Yeah.
So if 8 people are seated, he's making one at a time. If I get my piece first, I don't need to wait for the 8th person to get their piece.
No.
Right?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Eat as soon as he puts it on the geta.
Yeah.
Or she. So Rusuke mentioned before, you can ask no wasabi or less wasabi. Can you ask for less rice?
Actually, yes.
Okay.
So if you know you can't eat a lot, but you still want to have the omakase, and what's the most heavy ingredient? It's rice. Better you ask them to like, can you make a little bit smaller rice?
Okay.
Than you actually don't eat whole rice. That's rude.
Yes. Yeah. But as we mentioned before, rice is the star. So it's not like you can't ask no rice.
No, that's not.
Right.
No,
and you can't just eat the piece of fish.
No, don't
imagine
do it.
that.
Yeah. That's really rude.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So like customer service, Japan's customer service is really good. They really want the customer to be happy, but at the same time, there's a level of respect that is expected in return. Right? You are going to a omakase sushi place. You're paying that amount of money. You're respecting, therefore you're expecting it's like art, right? Theater. And he is or she is a master of their trade. So
yeah. And again, you can ask for less rice, so just do it. Just don't leave on a plate half of rice.
I kind of want to see that one time. I'll do it one time.
Oh, I think whole other customers gonna be like, oh my gosh.
Next time I'm gonna make a reservation for the both of us to Omakase place, and I'm not gonna tell you, but I'm gonna just eat the fish.
Then I'm not gonna talk to you whole night.
I'm gonna ask for a pair of chopsticks, and then I'm just gonna.
Oh,
that'd be so embarrassing, right?
oh no.
All right. Now we're gonna give you guys what we think are the top 10 sushi pieces. Okay. So, number 10 is egg.
Egg. Tamago.
Tamago.
はい。
When you think of sushi, you think of fish, but tamago sushi is just as important. It's a thing.
For kids.
Okay, for kids.
They
okay.
love tamago.
Yes,
So
yes.
this is also comparable and regular sushi restaurant tamago and omakase tamago. It's different.
Two different things.
Two different things.
They're both egg, but
Both egg, but
different.
The comparable regular sushi tamago is more like a tamago. I mean, both tamagoyaki. How to explain? It's like a
rolled
yeah,
egg,
rolled egg,
right?
Yeah.
So egg mixture with like dashi, and then rolled into like layers, right?
And then normally they slice the tamago omelette and then put on top of the rice and then tied with the nori strip. Yeah, so that's the cheap version of tamago. But omakase sushi tamago, it's basically sweet. It's more like a can we say castra? People know castella?
Castella is a type of cake.
Yeah.
It's like a cake. You don't
like
see layers.
Yeah.
It's like, it's more of a piece of cake, right? So at omakase places, their tamago is
They egg and then grated shrimp
okay,
and grated mountain potato and they mix everything together and then they cook very slowly in a special pan, like a square pan, for like half an hour each side.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's no rolling.
There's no rolling.
One cook, flip it over, another cook, right? Super skilled involved, right?
Super skilled. Like people judge by tamago for that omakase sushi restaurant.
And they don't use like a non-stick pan. No, that's cheating.
No.
Yeah.
They use the actual one. Yeah.
So tamago, number 10. Number 9, sardine.
Kohada.
And for sardines, they will cure it a bit, right?
Yeah, with vinegar, soy, sugar. Because it's in Japan, we think all those we call Hikarimono,
Okay.
which is like the berry is kind of shiny. So Hikarimono, we normally cure with the salt and after the vinegar. Why? Because of there's a lot of how to say like worms.
Okay.
In between skin and meat.
Okay.
So we need to kill them. That's why we cure with salt and vinegar. That's how they make sure there's no like live bugs.
Parasites.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And of course, normally you don't see it, and then mostly it doesn't happen.
Yes.
But just because of those fish has more parasites and worms, that's why just in case they do it.
Okay.
For the safety.
And it changes the flavor profile.
Of course, yeah.
And maybe it was like a tradition thing too, right? Back in the day, more likely.
Yeah.
And they just do it. Okay, so very good. Fishy, fatty, high in omega-3s.
Yep.
Okay, so number 8, sea bream.
Sea bream or red snapper.
Red snapper.
Yep. Thai.
And white, clean fish.
It's very subtle flavor.
Yeah.
But
it's more like a texture, I find, right?
Yes.
It's not super soft. It's not crunchy, but there's some bite to it.
Yeah.
Super good one. Number 7, we have squid.
Ika.
Ika. How would you describe the... Because it's
Crunchy.
weird texture, right?
Yeah, crunchy first bite.
Yes.
Then after that, it sounds weird, but not slimy.
Not slimy, but like mushy, gummy.
Pasty.
We're making Ika sound gross.
But
the
it's
texture
good.
contrast it's crazy, right? It goes from crunchy to pasty.
Yeah, and it's sweet too.
Yes.
Like
yes.
once you bite and more, you get all the like sweet flavor.
Yeah.
And obviously there's a bunch of different type of squid, but I think these days you guys see a lot the sushi chefs, they slice all the way, like they line
score
them,
it. Yeah, they score
then
it,
after that they kind of shape a little bit all the ika. So when you bite it from all those like cut part, you get more flavor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just more surface area for your tongue to taste.
Yeah.
Number 6, we have octopus.
Octopus, taco.
Taco is normally cooked.
Taco normally cooked.
Yes.
And also it has to have good knowledge and experience to
Cook it
cook
properly.
taco.
Yes.
Actually, before you cook taco, they have to massage them a lot. Like almost like an hour with salt and like keep
Massaging.
Massaging.
You take out the sliminess and also you tenderize it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it takes a lot of skill. One of my favorite dishes, not sushi, but is taco wasa.
Oh, it's a good one.
So that's like chopped up raw
octopus
mixed with wasabi stem.
Yeah.
It's kind of like makes the stem makes it kind of like sticky.
I think that's from more taco.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because
okay.
it's raw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love it how it hits the nose, but it fades real quick. And normally you eat it with like a piece of nori, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, next one, number 5, shrimp.
Ebi.
The one that we're talking about is the big cooked one.
Yeah. Kuruma ebi.
Kuruma ebi.
Yeah.
You can find different shrimps offered at sushi restaurants.
Raw, tiny one. Normally they put 2-piece.
Yes. That's good
that's
too.
called,
Super sweet.
Yeah. Then sweet. So it's called amaebi, which is sweet shrimp.
Yes.
And also there's another one, raw. Red. It looks like cooked, but it's not cooked. Raw and red. It's called botang ebi.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good too. I love it.
Yeah, they're all good. It was hard for us to come up with this list. They're all good.
Yeah.
Number 4, we have yellowtail.
Yellowtail, hamachi. Other name in English, I guess, amberjack.
Yeah. I would say it's like in between the white fleshed fish and like a fatty tuna. It's like in between, right? Texture, but also fattiness.
When I was kid, I love hamachi.
Okay.
Mostly, I only order hamachi.
Okay, hamachi. Number 3, we have sea urchin.
Sea urchin, uni.
Super creamy, melts in your mouth. You taste the sea. Pretty much, it's just the sea.
And I think obviously uni has to be fresh, but sometimes maybe you don't get the fresh enough. Then at that point you get like a fishiness in a bad
like
way,
unpleasant fishiness. Yeah.
And if someone don't like it, uni, because of that happen, maybe you didn't
have the best one.
Yeah.
Uni has to eat it fresh like that, sushi style, bright orange, yellow.
Yeah.
Not like you can see the individual, they call it tongues.
Yeah.
Not like melted, because sometimes if it's old, it looks melted.
You can
like,
see the melted. Yeah.
Like it's more slimy, creamy, but you should see like
all
pieces,
the individual pieces.
Yeah.
When
it's good, it's good. But when it's a little bit bad, it could be bad, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So like for me, when I first had uni, I didn't like it, but because I knew I did had not the freshest stuff.
I see.
But when you had like the fresh stuff at an omakase place,
Yeah.
it's a different
Different
thing.
story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
different story, right?
Yeah.
Number 2, we have sea eel,
Anago.
anago. So in Japan, you eat different types of eel. You have freshwater eel,
Freshwater unagi.
unagi, and you have sea
Anago.
eel,
Anago, yeah.
I would say anago is more buttery. It's more
Yes.
softer,
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
subtle, but it's like melt in your mouth goodness.
But also, because anago, they cook
Yes.
with some sort of liquid. So like same thing. I mean, like every single sushi, the chefs needs to know how to do it, how to handle every single different seafood. But anago, they cook. Obviously, they cook fully till before they start like falling apart. Because like fish, if you overcook, it's just all crumbling and then
And
falling
especially eel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So anago also people order and then they can judge how much they have skill and then yeah.
And it's normally served with like a
With
sweet
the tare.
soy
Yeah.
glaze.
Nitsume. Yeah.
I like how it comes because it's always like super big piece
Super
of
big
eel
one.
on
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
little piece
Yeah.
of rice,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Anago, number 2. And number 1
Number 1.
is medium fat tuna,
Chutoro.
Chutoro. So otoro is
Fatty tuna.
fatty tuna. From the
Tuna
belly.
berry. Yeah.
It's almost like
It's almost like beef.
yeah.
Kobe beef.
It's like light pink, right? But,
With a lot of marble fat. Yeah.
Chutoro,
It's so
a little bit darker, more red.
yeah, but still, it's enough fattiness. Yeah, compared to the akami,
And akami is like the pure red.
pure red.
You don't see much of the fat at all. So for texture wise, the otoro, the fatty one, it just melts in your mouth pretty
Yeah.
much. Chutoro,
It's still melting in your mouth, but
you
it
still
has
have
the
that fish
crunchiness.
texture.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then the akami, the red.
Akami,
is-
it's just like pure, like
It's like if you eat a tuna steak
yeah,
raw.
yeah. But these days, people are aging fish.
Yes.
So you get extra like flavor.
Extra flavor, and from aging, the enzymes break down of the fish, so it's not as chewy or crunchy. It's more melt in your mouth.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the mouthfeel you're looking for.
And why we choose the number 1 for Chutoro, because like Otoro is sometimes too much. It gets fatty and
Yeah, too fatty, blows your mouth out.
yeah.
And we think every sushi meal should have tuna.
Yeah,
Like, that's
tuna
a must.
must. Yeah,
Must.
must.
So that was our top 10 sushi pieces. If you guys feel strongly and feel like, oh, they missed something, they didn't talk about my favorite piece, let us know.
Yeah,
Let us
no
know.
dragon roll.
Yeah, no, there's no.
No volcano. No spider roll.
Yeah. We also purposely left out salmon.
Yep.
So traditionally in Japan, salmon is not a sushi piece.
I mean, the cheap sushi restaurant,
Yes,
everybody
they use it.
loves salmon, mayo. It's everybody order. But I mean, salmon is salmon, right?
I think like back in the day, they thought salmon had a lot of parasites. So they didn't eat it raw. And I want to say the popularity came from like the Scandinavians eating cured salmon or raw salmon. And then also it was a cheaper alternative to tuna. So Japanese restaurants start serving it. But yeah, If salmon is one of your favorite pieces of sushi, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't think you get from Omakase
Kase
Sushi.
place. I've never seen
They don't
salmon,
do
yeah.
it. Or there's one very expensive and they're very rare salmon. They can only get from Hokkaido.
Okay.
I think like in 10,000 salmon to one.
Oh, that rare.
So yeah, I forgot the name, but yeah, I have to find it. But like if the sushi restaurant gets that
one?
salmon, then they might gonna have it. But that means you're fucking lucky.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So super rare.
Yeah.
Let us know if you agree or disagree. We'd love to hear from you guys.
はい、お願いします。
So that does it for our episode on sushi. This brings us to our street level Japanese segment.
はい。
Today's word means I'm hungry or I'm starving.
Perfect.
And the word is
腹ペコ。
haropeko.
はい。
So super informal. Right?
Super informal.
So the formal way to say I'm hungry is
お腹が空いた。
onaka ga suita. Informal,
お腹ペコペコ。
onaka peko peko. And street level,
腹ペコ。
harapeko. Okay.
はい。
So, you don't say harapeko to
Your boss.
informal settings. Or,
No.
Okay.
お腹空いた。
Okay,
お腹空きました。 Yeah.
Harapeko.
腹ペコ。
So that does it for today's episode. Again, friendly reminder, please rate, review, subscribe wherever you find our podcast. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
はい。
We would really appreciate it.
はい。
And also on all our social media platforms. Go check us out and give us a follow.
Yes,
We'd really
please.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
It will help us grow.
はい。
So that does it for today.
はい。
ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。またね。
バイバイ。
バイバイ。